Darwin is a successful photographer with a love of traditional SLR film-based cameras. One night, while his wife Pia is driving them home, she hits a woman walking on the road with their car. Panicked, they flee the scene and try to forget the incident. But a ghostly woman's figure keeps appearing in Darwin's photographs. Worried that the couple is being haunted by a spirit, Pia investigates the identity of the woman, only to discover she's tied to a horrible incident involving her husband from several years earlier. Hello everyone, welcome to Shockmania. I am the Artie Dans. Here on Shockmania, we tend to look at newish Asian horror films as well as horror from anywhere else around the world, but most likely Asian horror films. And this is one of the newest ones that are out right now. This is the Indonesian remake of the 2004 Thai original by the same name of Shutter. And you might also remember that the Americans did a remake, I think around 2008, 2009, maybe a little bit earlier, of Shutter as well. Now, to be expected, that movie wasn't bad, but it wasn't that great either. So, how did the Indonesians do? They've had 20 years to get this one right, with Shutter celebrating its 20th anniversary back in 2024. So it was a bit of a surprise to find out that Indonesia was planning a remake of this film. So how did they do? Well, honestly, not that great. This movie has a message to tell the audience, but it's happy to wait right until the end to deliver that message. And that message? It's about rape culture and sexual assault on university campus. And what does this movie want you to do with that message? Absolutely nothing. It doesn't care if you're a victim or the perpetrator. It just wants you to know that these horrible events happen on campus, but it's no one's fault, nor is there any support available or education to avoid it. Nothing. Nothing at all. Now, in my mind, this is more disappointing than the absolute missed opportunity in Joko Anwar's film Grave Torture, where he could have condemned religious fundamentalism but decided against it. If you're not going to bother going all the way with your message, just don't bother at all. And this then leads me to another issue with the film, and probably my biggest problem with it. The fact that the dark room used in the film was built without a light lock room, sometimes referred to a maze due to how it's built. Now, sorry to nerd out here, but the purpose of a light lock room is to block sunlight and indeed other sources of light from infiltrating a dark room and ruining the photos that are being developed. No decent, self-respecting photographer would have a dark room without one, except for our protagonist. Now, how did nobody in the production crew stop and think about this detail? And if they can't get that basic bit about photography right, why would I assume they could get their attempt at messaging right too? So then, maybe you're thinking, the movie's scary. Maybe I'm too desensitized. The ghost in this film reminds me more of Bastian from the dozens of Chinese horror movies than anything that is remotely frightening. I think I was in a bad mood that the movie made such an obvious yet avoidable mistake that I couldn't immerse myself into the world it was creating. It already made one mistake. What other mistakes could it possibly be hiding? Probably that it didn't want to modernize itself. I don't buy for a moment that the three men involved in the assault of the girl would wait until their friend arrived to record the event in his film-based camera. They would be shooting the whole thing from their mobile phones. All three of them would. Perhaps this movie then should have set itself back in 2004 like the original, rather than skipping ahead and setting itself into modern times. Then I would have given it a bit more leeway. So using the patent pending ghost rating, which stands for great horror or stupid trash, you'd think this is one ghost, but it's going to be two. It's two because it's technically a competent horror film, and if you can look beyond the issues that I've brought up, which honestly just affect me and probably won't affect you, there's still a enjoyable film to watch. It's not a bad remake of the Thai horror film. It just doesn't really need to exist in a world where the Thai film exists and it recently got a 4K restoration to celebrate its 20th anniversary. And if you really want to watch the story of Shutter, then you'd probably want to source the Thai original and the 4K restoration rather than investigating into this film. Anyway, as always, I value your opinion, so leave a comment below with your thoughts if you've seen the movie. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. We still have a Discord, and we have plenty of members in the Discord and plenty of chats going. So if you want to join the SHOCKMANIA Discord, there is a link at the end of this video and in the description of the video below. I would love it if you joined in. Please come and say hi. Don't just join in and sit in the background. You've really got to participate in the chats that we have. Anyway, I'm the Artie Dans. You are watching SHOCKMANIA. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you next time.